Before we start today's video, once again, I am promoting the election night stream that is happening next Tuesday, May 17th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, folks. Next Tuesday, we get the election night stream. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, it's gonna be a complete mess. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Oregon, Idaho, Kentucky. It's gonna be a long stream, a very entertaining one, but it's going to be a long one. So again, click the link in the description down below and you'll be sent right to the live stream. Of course, click the reminder button so you get notified the second the stream starts. Also share with your friends. I want this to be a pretty big stream like last time. Alright, no more promotions. Let's get right into the video.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a longer video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the North Carolina and Pennsylvania House races that are happening in a couple days. It's just the primaries, but there are definitely some very interesting primaries in the two states of North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So we're going to do a kind of a deep dive. We're going to skip some of these races because it's like North Carolina's first. I mean, it could potentially flip. It's like, it's, Biden +9, it's 52% non-white. It's highly unlikely. So some of these seats I'm just going to skip, but there are seats that are not really competitive, but they have some good candidates or are just very interesting. Now, before we continue, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And reminder, that Twitter account is known for hot takes and pissing off the right people, so go follow it for that reason. If you want to see people seethe, just follow that Twitter account. It's entertaining. So yeah, no more promotion stuff. Let's get right into it. So like I said before, District 1 right off the bat, this is kind of a, who cares? I mean, there is an interesting primary between Don Davis and Erica Smith. So Davis got endorsed by Butterfield, and it appears Don Davis is going to win by at least 12 points. Smith appears to be more of the progressive types. I mean, you got Warren, Porter, and a few other bozos endorsing her. But it appears, though, Don Davis has this race in the bag. Now, for the Republicans, they do have a decent candidate, Sandy Smith. She was the nominee back in 2020. And she is a good candidate. The problem? It's 52% non-white. If, it's staying around 30 to 35% non-white, I think Smith could have won this race. But when you get above 40%, even 50%, that's when it gets a bit iffy for Republicans to win. Again, my theory, anything that Biden won by less than 12 points, in my opinion, is competitive. But for seats like this, it's a bit too minority for Republicans to win. Though it's possible they could win it, it will be difficult. Now, District 2, who cares? Again, a lot of these races we could just skip. Now, District 3, again, it's like, who cares? Greg Murphy's gonna win. Wow, what a shocker. So yeah, a lot of these races are just like, who honestly gives a shit? So District 4, again, it's like there's kind of a primary going on, but it's like, whoever the nominee is gonna win this seat by at least like 20 points. Again, it's like, nobody cares. Now, District 5, again, you have Virginia Fox. That's about it. Again, it's one of those races that, once again, it's going to be a landslide for Fox when she does eventually win that race. She's going to win by a lot. So, yeah. Now, District 6 is where it gets a bit interesting. So, Democrats, have a Biden +12 seat here. It's around 46% non-white, but only 31% bachelor's degree, people with bachelor's degree. Manning is a fairly strong incumbent. However, with the red wave here, if Republicans could get a good candidate, which again, I don't know enough about these candidates to say who's the best candidate, But if Republicans could get a good candidate, I think Manning would still win. I think this is just kind of a too much of a, gap to make up for Republicans to win it. But I think that if Republicans get a good candidate, the red wave continues as big as it is, Manning could, win by only like 2 or 3 points, which would be huge, but again, it's a bit too much of a stretch to say that Manning can lose. Not gonna happen. Now, District 7. Who cares? Again, nobody cares about this race. It's a safe Republican seat. And of course, Political has a likely Republican. Why am I not surprised? Now, District 8 is once again one of those seats that's like, why should we talk about it? It's Trump plus 34. Well, we got quite possibly one of the best representatives in the country in Dan Bishop. He has my 110% endorsement. He's going to win, obviously, by a lot, but he is a phenomenal candidate. One of the best on immigration and the best in the North Carolina House delegation, by far. No one, well, Bud maybe is close, but Dan Bishop is just great on all the issues, especially immigration. So nobody can harp on him. I mean, he's going to win by a lot, but that is what it is. Now, District 9, this is one of those races where, the incumbent's from a different district, but with redistricting, it's like, who cares? Richard Hudson's going to win. This is obvious. Richard Hudson's going to win. I mean, he's from District 8. I mean, Ted Budd's not running, obviously. But, yeah. So, District 9, it's like, who cares? Now, District 10. Where is it? District 10. This is a Trump plus 40 seat. Again, McHenry's going to win. Again, a lot of these races this year for, North Carolina, they're not really competitive. There are some, intriguing ones, but about 90% of these, McHenry's going to win. So yeah, that's not going to happen. Now, District 11, though. This is a Trump plus 10 seat. So you may be asking, why should we care? Well, we have this complete dumpster fire of a primary. And ignore the last 2 candidates. It's between Madison Cawthorn and Chuck Edwards, all right? That's all that matters in this race. This is going to be an incredibly competitive race. Madison Cawthorn is fighting for his political life. And before the Ukraine vote, I thought, there's a good chance he's done. But I think with what he did with the Ukraine vote, may have saved him. He voted against the nonsense, $40 billion in foreign aid. That's huge. I mean, look, the foreign aid stuff is not popular, especially in North Carolina. It's not too popular where, oh yeah, $40 billion just gone. So Cawthorn, I think, did, save himself with this one. But Cawthorn still, needs to be vetted a bit more like, okay, what else is with underneath the hood known as Cawthorn? So Cawthorn's going to win this race easily. I mean, it's not easily, just he's going to win it, though. As of now, I do think he will win it. Now, District 12, it's, who cares? Like, who cares about a lot of these other races? Now, District 13, this is one of those seats that's flipping. Bo Hines is running. That's all you need to know. If you don't know who Bo Hines is, he is a giga chat, all right? On the issues, he's an America First warrior, like an actual America First candidate. And he's a former college football player, and he has Trump's endorsement, a couple other people's endorsements, Cawthorn, Taylor Greene, Club for Growth, and then Catalina Loft. That's the only bad endorsement here. The rest are either decent or great. So I do think Bo Hines, when he is the nominee, he's going to win this race. I mean, it's a Biden plus, 1 seat? And you look at the Democrats, it's like, yeah, these are some pretty bad candidates that Democrats have. I mean, like, who are these 2 people? They're state senators, but it's like, that's it. They're really not some big names. And it appears that Wiley Nickel, I'm saying that correctly, I hope, got all the support from, like, everybody. So I think he's probably going to be the nominee. Again, I don't know enough about these 2, but from what I've seen right here, it appears Nickel's going to win. So there's that. Now, District 14, again, one of those seats is like, kind of who cares? It's going to be closer than it usually is. I mean, no incumbent Democrat as of now, all right? There's no incumbent Democrat, and it is a Biden plus 16.5 seat. Republicans don't really have, a big name, but with the red wave here, all right, it's not going to be, won by 10 points by the Democrats. It's going to be won by closer by 7 or 8, all right? It's going to be within 10. The issue is it's just a bit too Biden-friendly, it's a bit too minority, and all of the above. So yeah, my opinion is North Carolina, has really only one interesting race, District 11. That's about it. That's pretty much one of the only intriguing races here with Bo Hines. That's District 13. Bo Hines is District 13. District 11 is where it's a just complete tire fire with Madison Cawthorn and Chuck Edwards. Now that's North Carolina. That's who cares about many of these races? Pennsylvania, though. Oh, this is where it gets a bit interesting. So again, District 1, Brian Fitzpatrick. Look, he is great considering the fact this is a Biden plus 4 seat. He is great on that. Now, do I think he's the best representative? No. But his voting record compared to other people is way better. So Fitzpatrick's going to win by at least 15 points. I mean, the Democrats, they really don't have a candidate here. Fitzpatrick is going to get the nomination. I don't know why you would primary him. He's the only one that would win that seat. So yeah. Now we're just going to skip a couple of these because, 2 through 5 is just a war. AKA Democrats are going to win these easily. Now District 6, though. Let me scroll down here. This is a weird one. Now, it's a Biden plus, 15 seat roughly. However, it's only 27% non-white. But at the same time, it is 45%, those with bachelor's degree or more. So it's not necessarily the most working class part of Pennsylvania. Not necessarily. And Republicans, it appears they have kind of no candidates. And this is kind of a disappointment. Because District 6, with it only being Biden plus 15, if you could have found, a great candidate, like a big name, you could have won this race. I mean, Haloon is a strong incumbent, but either way, in a red wave year like this is a seat that I think Republicans could have flipped. I don't see them having major candidates in this race. Now, District 7, though, Susan Wild, you're gone. Just leave. It's not happening. You are done. All right? Republicans are winning this seat no matter what. It's a Biden plus 0.6 seat. Might as well make it R plus 10 at that point. And Susan Wild, not necessarily the strongest candidate. I mean, I think she actually underperformed Biden in this seat. Now, Republicans have 2 candidates, and it appears Lisa Scheffler has the endorsements of Mike Pompeo and Kevin McCarthy, which gives me not so much optimism. But it does appear the Republicans are going to win this seat because, again, Biden plus 0.6. That is not going to go Democrat, especially in this year. Now, District 8. This is a very weird one. Now, this is a seat that Teddy Daniels, was in. All right, Teddy Daniels was running here. He withdrew. I think that's stupid. But he decided to run for the lieutenant governor race. Now, Matt Cartwright has been there for a good bit now. He's been there for 2 years. And this is a seat that he, once again, overperformed Biden by a little bit. However, this is a Trump plus 3 seat, only 21% non-white. Now, Republicans have 2 candidates. In my opinion, Jim Bognett is going to be the best overall candidate if you want a MAGA type of conservative, right? He's got Trump's endorsement, which doesn't mean everything, but for this situation, it is a good endorsement. I do think Bognett's going to win the nomination easily, and I think he's going to win the general election by 3 or 4 points. It is a Trump-friendly district, so there's that. Now, District 9, who cares? This is just, honestly, who really cares about District 9? Now, District 10. This is another great candidate that's going to, win re-election easily. Scott Perry. My man. He is a Chad on the issues. One of the best representatives in Pennsylvania. And, well, Trump won this seat, back in 2010 by around 3 points. Well, guess what? Scott Perry got 53% of the vote here. He overperformed Trump in Pennsylvania's 10th, which if you don't know what Pennsylvania's 10th is, it should be one of those districts that's a bit more favorable to Republicans, but right now it's still trendy Republican, not a stronghold just yet. But either way, Scott Perry has my complete endorsement. He's an America First candidate, and one of them, I think he's the head of the House Freedom Caucus. I think he's the head of the Freedom Caucus. He is, yes. And Scott Perry's gonna win. I mean, what is this? A Trump plus 4 seat? Yeah, this race is not competitive. I don't care how much billions the Democrats spend on this race. They're not beating Scott Perry in a red wave here. Absolutely not. Now, District 11, who cares? A lot of these races, kind of like North Carolina, though there is a bit more diversity, it's like, who cares? District 12, who honestly cares? I mean, it's such a Trump, Biden-friendly district. It's like, there is a very interesting primary, though. And you look at this, and it's a kind of a three-way shit show. Summer Lee has the endorsements of all the, progressives in the House, while Steve Irwin has the endorsements of the more establishment people. So yeah, this is a very interesting race. Now, who's going to win this one? Who freaking knows? Now, Summer Lee is going to be the closest thing to a Bernie bro. Now, this is, a very Biden-friendly district. However, Republicans do actually have a candidate that could, siphon off some, support. Michael Dowell. Now, I'm not saying Dowell's going to win or anything like that. Absolutely not. I mean, it's a Biden plus 20 seat. I mean, you look here, it's, not too friendly Republican, though it is a bit more of a white working class area. However, this is a seat that Republicans run a good candidate, which I think Doyle is a good candidate. Not the certain Doyle I'm talking about. Talk about Michael Doyle. He is a good candidate for this district. He could get it within potentially 12 points, which I would take. And with it being a Bernie bro, it could get even a bit closer. So that could be a huge win for the Republicans if they are able to, get some support behind them. I'm not saying, spend $3 billion on this race. I'm saying, like, okay, just give them like $10, all right? Be like, here, go ahead, try to siphon off some fundraising dollars from other candidates. That's what Republicans should do here, and I do think it could work. I don't think it's going to win, but I do think you could potentially siphon off some serious votes. Now, the rest of these, except District 17, are kind of just, who cares? I mean, all of these guys are winning re-election no matter what. District 17, though, this is Connor Lamb's seat. Now, it did become way more Biden-friendly. However, you know the rule. If it's a Biden plus 13 seat or below, and it's, not really non-white, it probably will go Republican. It's only 14% non-white. Sure, it's 41%, college educated, but there are a ton, and I mean a ton of white working class voters in this area. It's a favorable district to Trump. Now, Republicans do have a couple candidates. I just do not know enough about any of these candidates. I have not done my research on this race exactly, but I think Republicans could, flip this race. This is a seat that they should have won in 2020, but did not give Sean Parnell enough support, which they should have. This could have been a flip, but whatever. So yeah, this is kind of one of the weirder racers because, it got a bit more Biden-friendly, but at the same time, it's, an easy flip for the Republicans. That seems a bit weird. But I do think Republicans will easily win this race. It has a lot of white working class voters, which I think are going to swing heavy Republican this cycle. And that, folks, is kind of the analysis of the primaries that are happening in Pennsylvania / North Carolina. There are some, interesting races. Again, this was more of a broadish video where it's like, okay, we're going to be talking about X district or something like that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share it to friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed, to all of you.